Yes, sir, we can start.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Good evening to all. So today we will discuss two main topic. One is uh, exploratory factor analysis, and second cluster analysis. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? Please. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir, we can hear you,
Okay.
sir. We can hear
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Thank you. So So today, the first topic, exploratory factor analysis. So first of all, we will discuss the exploratory factor analysis and then cluster analysis. Okay. So there are three types of technique. One is univariate technique, bivariate technique, and multivariate technique. We have discussed earlier also. Okay. Now, the exploratory factor analysis, it is basically type of multivariate technique. Multivariate technique means when we analyze more than two variables at a time. Okay. So in a factor analysis, basically it is a multivariate technique, and multivariate technique, there are two types of multivariate technique. One is dependence technique and another is interdependence technique. Okay. Now the dependence technique means we want to find the relationship between the two variable, like here in a multiple regression analysis means one dependent variable and several independent variables, and all the variables, dependent and independent variables, in a metric form, means data should be collected either interval or ratio scale. And then we can test the hypothesis means, like, this is my one dependent variable b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3 and so on. So we can check whether this variable x1 significantly contributing or not, and then we obtain the t value, which is if it is greater than 1.96, then p value would be less than 0.05. Okay. So we check the impact of x1, x2, x3 and other variables on dependent variables. Same as in multiple regression analysis, we also check the impact of independent variables on dependent variables. But here the interdependence technique, our purpose different. Our purpose not to identify the relationship between two or more variables. Here our purpose to just in case of the exploratory factor analysis, our purpose data reduction and summarization. Here in a exploratory factor analysis, we have large number of variables, and through applying the exploratory factor analysis, we reduce the large number of variables or large number of questions into few, and then after reduction, then we summarize means the 4 or 5 same nature question club into one, and then we give the name. Okay. So data reduction and summarization. So today we will discuss exploratory factor analysis. Here we do not find the relationship between dependent and independent variables. Simultaneously we take all the variables, dependent and independent variables. Okay. And the cluster analysis, here we reduce and we frame in a cluster analysis, basically exploratory factor analysis, we reduce large number of questions and club into the factor 1, factor 2, factor 3. But in case of cluster analysis, here we segment, mean for the purpose of segmentation, the same nature of object or person in a particular one group and another group, and the people in a one group are homogeneous in nature and different from the other group. Okay, so here we just find the cluster and segment of people or object or companies. Okay, but here we uh, find data reduction and as well as summarization of the data. Okay, so what is the meaning of exploratory factor analysis? We will understand here. So what is the purpose of exploratory factor analysis? Why should we use this particular technique and how it is effective for our research also? So after conducting the factor analysis, we may obtain 5, 6, 7 factors, and then we identify basically these are construct or component dimensions factors. There are many names, and then after conducting the factor analysis, we can use many dependence technique, like we can use these factor to conducting like multiple regression analysis, independent t-test, ANOVA, and other techniques also. Okay, now the here as a for a novice researcher or for a new research scholar, so as a layman I am explaining the exploratory factor analysis. So like here we can see the A for apple. I have written here A, B, C, D. Okay. So A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, D for dog, E for elephant, football, grapes, hen, ink pot, joker, king, lion, man. These are the A, B, C, D. Now question is, then how to summarize these large number of variables in a few? So can we see the same nature of variables, same number, same nature means, so here we can see the apple, the one, this is apple, and it may be related to grapes. Okay, and then orange, and then here watermelon. Okay, now second we can see here ball and ball, football, and net, and here tennis, and tennis. Okay, another variable, uh, cat, dog, elephant, and king, sorry, lion, and yak or zebra. So what is the similarity? So same nature of questions, like apple. Okay, so apple, and then grapes, orange. So can we summarize it? Yes, the all are fruits. So we can give the name, these variable related to fruits. And here cat, dog, elephant, these are the same nature. Lion, yak, zebra, all are, we can give the name, all are animals. And ball, football, net, tennis, all related to the sports. Okay, so the purpose of the factor analysis to summarize and data reduction. Okay, data reduction or summarization, basically there are two objectives. Now how will we summarize? Now after factor analysis we will get the same nature of variables or questions into a one factor, like, and then we will give the name. Okay, so we have put it name here because we are getting the sense from these means cat, dog, elephant, lion, yak, because they are related to animals. Okay, same as fruits. apple, grapes, orange, watermelon means these are related to fruits. Same here, ball, football, net, tennis. So the purpose of the uh, factor analysis, summarization and data. Here we are summarizing the variables and data reduction. So we take large number of variables in our study. Then the purpose of factor analysis is data reduction. We are taking large number of questions, but we reduce and extract only the relevant variables. Same as we can take the example of preparation of tea. If we want to prepare the tea, what are the component we need? So we need tea, we need ginger, we need milk, water, elaichi, coffee powder, heat, gas, stove, and many more variables maybe. Okay, but which one is means important? So tea cannot prepare without tea. Ginger may be desirable, milk may be desirable. So what are the principal component? So out of the 20, 30, these are the preferences, or means these are the main component to preparing the tea, like ginger, milk, water. Without gas stove we cannot, without heat, coffee powder we can prepare. But so these are the attributes. So we basically we reduce the large number of, means in case of preparation the tea we can get 40 attribute, but what are the main component of preparing the tea? These may be the main component. So here the concept of exploratory factor analysis, first it is an interdependence technique. It means we are not finding the relationship between the dependent and interdependence, whose primary purpose is to define the underlying structure. Underlying means latent, which cannot be directly observed. So on the basis of questions we summarize these are uh, these variables are telling about this particular factor. So here the factor analysis is an interdependence technique whose primary purpose is to define the underlying structure, means which cannot be directly see among the variables in the analysis. Now example, symptoms of swine flu. I am taking very simple example to understand the concept of exploratory factor analysis. Now no doctor can say I have swine flu unless I tell the symptoms, like I said to doctor, sir, I have cough, feeling fever, sore throat, stuffy or runny nose, body, headache, chills, fatigue. These are the symptoms. On the basis of symptoms, doctor can summarize, yes, you may have swine flu. Means large number of questions, then we can understand the particular construct or concept. So only one or two question, on the basis of the only one or two variables, we cannot sure the this for the particular latent variable. Okay, so same case here. The latent means which is hidden directly, cannot be observed. So that is why the factors are unobserved, which cannot be observed directly. We can observe through the uh, questions or variables, like whether you are satisfied or not. Satisfaction, it's a component factor. So only one question cannot define the satisfaction. So to measuring the satisfaction, we use 4 or 5 questions. Are you satisfied with this product? Do you recommend? Will you recommend to others? Okay. Will you buy again? So these are the questions. If you are satisfied, you will revisit again, rebuy again. You will recommend to others. Okay. So Same as the in a social science research, our research based on human behavior, and human behavior cannot be directly observed. So we measure the human behavior through questionnaire questions. But in a science research, like we want to measure the temperature, so we have thermometer, we can measure. But for IQ level, for stress, depression, perception, learning, attitude, we cannot measure. We do not have any physical instrument to measure this concept. So we use questionnaire questions, through questions. So there are many types of questions for measuring the IQ level. Only one question, on the basis of one question, we cannot say person has high or low IQ level. So there are many questions to measuring the particular phenomena. Now, conducting the exploratory factor analysis, there are seven stages to conduct the exploratory factor analysis. The first is objectives of the factor analysis. What is the purpose of conducting the exploratory factor analysis? So we will define here. Second, designing a factor analysis means what should be the sample size, what type of questions we will include, whether questions in a metric, non-metric form. Then some assumptions, we need to fulfill the assumptions of factor analysis. And then driving factors and assessing overall fit, interpreting the factors, validation of factor analysis means we can divide our sample into two. Okay, split, we can split our and cross through cross validation, we can check the result, and additional usage of factor analysis result. After conducting the exploratory factor analysis, we will obtain some factors or components. Okay, and then further we can use these factors applying in a other dependence techniques such as multiple regression analysis and independent t-test, ANOVA, MANOVA, other dependence technique we can use for these component. Now, objective, I told you the objective is data summarization. Data summarization means same nature of question we club into one, and the questions in a factor one different from the questions in a other factors. Okay, so here multi-collinearity desirable, because here what are we doing? We are combining same nature of questions. So here there is not a big issue of multi-collinearity here. It is means desirable. Okay, but and second, as well as data reduction. Data reduction means we reduce large number of questions. For example, we want to write the research paper, and we got some questions from some research papers. On the basis of theory, we collected some questions, and then our questions may be 30, 40, 50 or 60. So after applying the exploratory factor analysis, we reduce, means if we are using 50 questions for and conducting exploratory factor analysis, these questions will reduce, maybe outcome may be the 20 questions, 15 questions, 25 questions. It means rest of the questions are not relevant for us. Now there are two objectives of factor analysis. Is the objective exploratory or confirmatory? There are two objectives here. Our objective is to explore, exploratory objective, not confirmatory factor. Okay, confirmatory factor analysis we can perform in other software like AMOS and Smart PLS, and many software are we can use also conduct the exploratory factor analysis. Okay, now specify the unit of analysis. Now we will decide here. Now in a first, we want to conduct exploratory factor analysis. Here we are not we are not using confirmatory factor analysis. Second, unit of analysis. So there are two things. One is variables and another is individuals, like respondents. And one is variables means questions. So there are two types of analysis. So here our purpose is R means R factor analysis means exploratory factor analysis. Okay. So Q factor analysis means cluster analysis. Here we are not segmenting the heterogeneous of people into few segments. Our purpose is to heterogeneous of questions and club into few factors. Okay. Now the data summarization and reduction, and next is using factor analysis with other techniques. Okay, after conducting the exploratory factor analysis, then we can use these factors further analysis. Now second stage, designing a factor analysis. Now what should be the sample size? Sample size, it is 10 to 1. 10 to 1 means if we are taking the 40 questions in our study, so the sample size should be 400. Okay. So what are I am telling you about the exploratory factor analysis? It is from the book of Hare and Anderson. Further, you can go in detail, just go through this book, Hare and Anderson, multivariate data analysis by Hare and Anderson. We have provided. Okay. So the what should be the sample size? Ideally, it should be 10:1. But sometimes if it is greater than or means practically it should be 8 to 10 times. It means for if I'm taking 50 questions means 8 to 10 times means sample size should be 400 to 50 500. Okay. And second is the variable, what type of questions we should prepare for conducting the exploratory factor analysis. So here we are taking only metric data or continuous, means data should be collected either interval or ratio scale question. Okay, means question should be prepared either interval or ratio question. How to frame our question? So like this. So this case study I have taken earlier, this case study in a multiple regression analysis. So same case study I will use to conduct the exploratory factor analysis. So how to prepare our questions? So all the questions in a same level, means like 0 to 10. Here 0 means poor and 10 means excellent. So unit should be same. If unit is different, then we standardized our questions. Okay. Then these are the questions we will use. The company publishes, engineering, medical, management, all the questions in a same scale. Okay. Then assumptions of factor analysis. One is conceptually valid. The whatever means whatever in any case, if we are using the exploratory factor analysis, okay, for example, we want to conduct exploratory factor analysis on SERQUAL model. SERQUAL means service quality model. Okay, then it should be conceptually valid. Whatever questions we are taking to conduct the exploratory factor analysis, all the questions related to the service quality. Then multi-collinearity desirable. Why? Because we are clubbing same nature of questions into one. That is why the multi-collinearity desirable here. And the other factor.
Sir, hello.
Hello. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sir, I have a doubt regarding multi-collinearity. You are talking about under a particular factor, all the variables are there. They are multi-collinear. They have some kind of relationship, right?
Correlation. Yes, yes.
Yeah. But when we are comparing with different factors at that time, if I have a 20 variables, and with the 20 variables, if we create five factors, so
Okay.
in that factors, I think there must be some kind of
Yes.
multi-collinearity, right?
No, no. Yes.
Under a particular factor,
Huh.
maybe multicollinearity may be there, but when we'll compare between two factors, in that particular time, I think some kind of
You
multicollinearity
are
will be there,
You are
right?
right, sir. You are right. You are absolutely right, sir. So multi-quality desirable within a factor, not among the factor. You are right, sir. So means the each factor should be different, unrelated. Unrelated means multi-quality not desirable among the factors. Means multi-quality desirable only within a factors, because we are clubbing same nature of questions. Okay. Thank you, sir. And second is Bartlett test of sparsity. It should be significant. Okay, it should be the p value greater than the 0.05, and then measures of sampling adequacy, its value, measures of sampling adequacy more than zero point 0.5. Okay, so here the measuring of the how will we calculate the measuring of sampling adequacy and Bartlett test, we will get in a output. Okay, so I will explain in a output. Then driving factors and assessing overall fit. So what are the criteria to drive the factors? How many factor we should retain? Okay, so because for example we are using 20 variables, so after conducting the exploratory factor analysis, we will get all 20 factors, but we will take only there should be some criteria to take the number of factors. So one is latent root criteria. Second, priori criteria means if previously research someone has taken 5 factor to explain this particular theory, then we can take the 5 and give the supporting document that earlier this concept explained by other researcher to taking just 5 or 4 component. And then percentage of variance means 60%. And scree test criteria, scree test and latent root criteria, basically I'm talking about eigen value. Okay, so this is the eigen or latent root criteria. So the what should be the value? So generally we take minimum value, there should be 1. Above the 1 eigenvalue, above the 1 we take all the factor. Here we are taking 18 questions, means 1 2 3 4 5. Here you can see in x-axis, so 1 2 3. So after conducting the exploratory factor analysis, we will get all the factor. Means if we are taking 18, then we will get 18 factors. But how we decide to how many factor we should take? So it decided by the eigenvalue, and it should be 1. Sometimes you can change it if you are getting large number of factors, like 9 and 10, and earlier theory explained by 5 or 6, then you can increase this value. Means you can put the cutoff value 2, or you just give supporting document that the earlier research explained this concept, just taking the 5 or 6 component. This is the scree plot. It is known as scree plot. Okay. Now periodic criteria means, for example, theory of plant behavior. This theory of plant behavior, the main 5 component: attitude, subjective, norms, perceived behavior control, purchase intention, and purchase behavior. So if we want to apply the exploratory factor analysis, and we need to explain the buying behavior, so we can tell that this theory explained by the 5 factors, so we are taking 5. And same as in a service quality, basically the 5 main component, tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, empathy. In each component, 4 or 5 questions. Okay, in tangibility, reliability, responsiveness. But this is the basically it is the SERQUAL model means service quality. So it can be used any service industry, in education, in health sector, in insurance sector, banking sector, in airline sector, but the and the dimensions may be changed. Okay, according to education, the in a education, so or higher education, if we want to conduct service quality on higher education, then component may be 6 or 7 or 5. Okay, so sometimes you may frame this instrument according to the particular sector. Now
प्रोफेसर
person, yes sir.
प्रोफेसर एक क्लैरिटी चाहिए था आपसे। आप जो प्रियोरी
Yeah,
क्राइटेरिया आप जब बता रहे थे, आप बोल रहे थे थ्योरी बेस के ऊपर करना है।
yes sir.
से फॉर एग्जांपल एक थ्योरी है, जैसे आप बोल रहे हैं थ्योरी ऑफ अ प्लान्ड बिहेवियर, देयर इज आल्सो अ थ्योरी कॉल्ड रिसोर्स कंस्ट्रेंट थ्योरी।
Yes sir, yes sir. Yes
तो
sir.
सो उसको आप बेसिस के ऊपर भी कर सकते हैं ये।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, यस सर। ये तो मैं एक एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ, बहुत सारी थ्योरीज हैं। देखिए साइकोलॉजी में अपनी बहुत सारी थ्योरी हैं, एजुकेशन में अपनी अलग थ्योरीज हैं, सोशियोलॉजी में बहुत सारी थ्योरीज हैं। तो कोई भी थ्योरी पे जो भी वट एवर वर्क वी आर डूइंग, इट शुड बी बेस्ड ऑन थ्योरी, मीन्स कॉन्सेप्ट शुड बी वैलिड. We cannot take one question from the one theory and 5 question another theory and 6 question another theory. Whatever, if we want to apply the exploratory factor analysis, then we go through in the means literature review, and then we find the theories, and on the basis of theories then we can frame our questions variables. Okay sir.
सो उसको मेथोडोलॉजी चैप्टर में मेंशन करना पड़ेगा।
बिल्कुल
हमने
बिल्कुल, यस
ये
यस,
ये
बिल्कुल
टेक्निक
मेंशन.
यूज किया है और ये थ्योरी यूज किया है करके।
Okay, sir, if you are conducting exploratory factor analysis and you got 60 questions, okay, then you have to give supporting document from where did you take the question. Okay, so each questions means you cannot make your question in your own choice. You can make question your own choice when you are developing the new skill. Okay, but if you are just want to use the exploratory factor analysis, and then you whatever questions you are taking in this exploratory factor analysis, you should give the supporting document that these 5 questions I have taken from this author, and these question from this question, and I am applying this. Okay, then
ओके, थैंक यू
okay,
सर, थैंk you.
okay, thank you sir. And percentage of variance means the another criteria, if the variance should be greater than 60 or higher. And then a process of factor interpretation. One is estimate the factor matrix. Okay, factor matrix means it is a matrix where in a column all the variables, and in a horizontal factors. Okay, then factor rotation. What is the purpose of factor rotation, I will discuss. And then factor interpretation. After conducting the factor rotation, we interpret the factors. This is the factor matrix. So factor matrix here, we can see these are the questions like complaint, resolution, delivery, speed, order, enabling, and Salesforce image. These are the questions or variables, or we can say items. Okay, the name is items, or you can say variables. Okay sir, variables. Now these are the component means factor. This is factor 1, factor 2, factor 3. So the factor matrix basically description of the variables and factor, and this is known as factor loading. It is factor loading. It means it is nothing but a correlation with this particular variable with factor 1. And theoretically, one variable should be highly correlated with one factor and unrelated, theoretically, ideally unrelated with the other factors. This means this particular factor unrelated, or there should be zero correlation between the factor 1 and factor 2 and factor 3. So, but theoretically it should be zero, but when practically we see there should be some this particular variable also related to this component 2, component 3 also. So when we combine all the three questions, then it becomes factor 1. When we combine all the three questions, these three questions, then it becomes factor 2. When we combine all the three factors, then we frame this factor 3. So here, what is the criteria? The criteria is two clubbing the same nature. So the factor loading value should be greater than, ideally 0.714. Ideally it should be 0.714. Okay, but sometime it is desirable if you are taking 0.6 or 7, but other variables value should be high, because the variance should be greater than 50%. What does it mean, the variance? So here the square of this, here you can see sum of a square. What is the meaning of sum of a square? The square of this 0.9 means 0.917 square, then plus 0.913 square plus 0.885 square, summation. So the square of factor loading known as variance. Okay, and variance basically it is nothing but a square of correlation. So when we sum all the three variance, then we get the sum of this is the sum of square, and it is basically eigen value. Okay, eigen value, it is the 2.589. It means, so here for explaining purpose I have taken only the three factor loading value under the factor 1, but when we apply the exploratory factor analysis, so each factor we will get the all the value. Like here we are using how many questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So
sir, may I disturb you, sir? Just
yes sir.
Sir, sum of the square means it is hygienic value.
Yes sir, yes sir.
सर वो कितना होना चाहिए?
ये सर
Sum
वन
of
होना,
the-
वन होना चाहिए सर, वन होना चाहिए सर,
greater than 1.
ग्रेटर देन 1 होना चाहिए. अभी मैं इसको एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ.
If anybody ask us questions, what do mean by hygienic value? What should be
Yes.
to answer?
हाँ, I am explaining sir. So eigen value nothing but the square of this factor loading, summation of square of this, so square of this, square of this. Okay, so this is basically the eigen value should be. So we can draw the eigen value. So right now I'm not in position to draw the graph, but it's for it is like this. So we can explain through the graph also the eigenvalue. So tomorrow I will give the graph of the eigenvalue, how to calculate, so how to show the eigenvalue. Okay, so basically the eigenvalue nothing but the square. So here you can take the factor loading of this, square of this, square of this, square of this, square of this. It means all the 9 questions means factor loading. We sum the factor loading, square of this, square. So we calculate this. And community, when horizontally we square of this factor loading, square of this factor loading, square of this factor loading, we obtain the community. And theoretically it should be greater than 0.5. Community value should be greater than 0.5. Now the percentage of trace. So here the basically it is the 25.839. So here this graph. So I am explaining this graph. Basically this value, it is shifted here. Actually it is under the here 2 point this okay, this value basically the 25, it means it is this. So percentage of trace, how will we find the percentage of trace? Just divide by the number of questions. So I think the one question missing here, when we divide 2.589, like you can see 2.589 and divided by number of questions, so we obtain the percentage of trace. For example, in our factor analysis 20 questions and the sum of square 2.589, then we divide 2.589 divided by 20 into 100, then we will get the percentage of trace, same as this percentage of trace. So basically it is variance, the percentage of trace, nothing but, so it is, and then cumulative variance, what is the value of this? It is 80.57. Theoretically it should be greater than 0.6. Okay, here the value of the cumulative variance, it is 80.
Sir, hello,
Yes,
hello.
yes sir, yes sir.
Sir, is it called the total percentage of variance, sir? This one,
Yes,
this
yes,
one
yes.
to 25.89.
Huh.
So these are the things are called as a percentage of variance, right, sir?
Yes sir, yes sir, percentage
Yeah.
of variance. Yes.
Sir, another thing just I'm asking you, sir, you are taking here 3, 3, and 3, right? So if I have a 20 questions, in some cases, if the cluster may be created like 1 is 4, 1 is 3, 1 is 5, so that
Yes.
may be possible, right? That may be possible. Here you have taken means one under one factor 3 variable. In our real cases, that the variables under a particular factor will not be equal, right?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes. So I'm just taking the 3 for explaining this concept. Sometimes when practically
Okay,
we see there may
that
be,
may vary. That may vary.
bilkul 100% it will vary. Sometimes in a
Another thing, sir, another thing is I'm telling to you, after doing this factor analysis, if I see like I have got under one cluster one factor like 3, another cluster 4, and in some cases if I get only one
we, we will not
variable,
take,
right, in
we will not,
will not,
we will not.
if we reject that one,
Yes,
automatically
yes, sir.
the factor loading will be increased,
No,
right,
no, no,
in
no.
some
Sir, we will reject
we will.
minimum at least
No, no,
3.
sir. I'm talking about that. If we reject that factor loading, right, means that one factor loading, automatically the variables of other factor loading will be increased, right?
Hmm.
Means in some other factors, lot of factor
Yes,
loadings are there. Like if I
yes, sir.
reject one, automatically the other factor loadings will be increased, right? So another thing, sir, I just want to ask you, this means exploratory factor analysis we will do in the case of pilot study, or like when we didn't prepare our survey instrument at that
Yeah, yeah,
particular
yeah.
time we will do that, or
Yes,
after the final questionnaire we will do this factor analysis, exploratory factor analysis.
Sir, actually, exploratory, the pilot study, you can conduct it, and if you think some questions are not desirable, okay,
Then
then
we'll
you can,
reject that
then
and
you
reject
reject
that
and
and
add some more questions.
okay,
You
okay,
can, you add more questions,
okay.
but whatever question you are including, it should be
From the
you.
literature review, obviously.
Yes,
From
yes, yes,
from the
yes, yes,
literature
from the
review.
literature review, and
Then finally we will prepare the survey instrument, that
yes,
questionnaire you
yes,
were talking about. Okay, sir.
yes,
Got
yes,
it, sir.
yes.
Got it.
Thank you. And it
Very
is
good.
not,
Thank you.
sir, it is not final. Then after conducting the exploratory factor analysis, you need to conduct the confirmatory factor analysis also.
Right. For
If
validity
you,
testing.
yeah, for
For
validity,
valid
validity,
testing. Right. Right.
for
Right.
validity
Right. Got it.
testing. Okay. So this is about the estimation of factor matrix, and then the this sorry, the factor rotation. So there are two types of there are many factor rotation. Here we are taking the two rotational factor. One is one that is orthogonal and another oblique. Okay, so generally we take orthogonal axis. And what does it mean, orthogonal and oblique? So we can understand through this. Now, this is the what is the purpose of factor rotation? Why should we rotate our factor? So the purpose of factor rotation is, so we can see here there are means this is x-axis, this is x-axis, and this one y-axis. Okay, so here some questions like variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4, variable 5, and here this is the perpendicular, this x and y perpendicular to the x means 90 degree. Here the angle between the two axes 90 degree. Okay, so 90 degree means this is 90 degree. Now if I am taking this variable v1 and I project here on a y axis, so there are two factor. One, this is factor 1, and this factor y axis factor 2. It is just for explaining the concept of factor rotation. Here when I project it here, so what is the value? This is the 5, 6, 7, 8 and something, it is 0.8 or something. Okay, and in a y axis its value is 0.5. There is no problem. And another factor, then what is the value? It is just like you can see here, it is 0.7, and here we can see the value, it is almost 0.6. Now the this particular question highly related with factor 2 and as well as factor 1. So now question is whether this particular question would come under the factor 2 or factor 1, because it is highly related with the two factors. Okay, same as the v3 also, and v4, v5, again v5, it is negatively correlated and highly in both the factor x and y. Okay, now we rotate this this axis, y axis. We are rotating this y axis, and this axis also rotate, and the angle between the two 90 degree. So when we project it here, uh, then its value almost 0.9. Okay, and on a x-axis it is almost 0.1, and the v2 it is almost 0.85, and very less value about zero point 0.2 or 1.5 on this axis. So it means now uh, the so here these are the variables like v1, v2, v3, v4, v5, and this one f1, f2, f3. So this question, the factor loading value 0.8 and 0.7, and here 0.3, 0.7, 0.65, and so on. So when the particular variable gives high value on under factor 1 and as well as on factor 2. So this type of relationship, it is known as the cross loading problem. It is the cross loading problem. So to remove the cross, because we are confused, we do not know whether we take this variable under the factor 1 or factor 2, because it is showing high value both the factors. So to remove the cross loading problem, we rotate the factor, and then after rotating the my variable, this particular v1 variable, it is highly showing this particular factor, okay, means 0.9, and other factor it is giving the value 0.1. So and another variable also 0.8 in one factor, 0.20 another factor. So theoretically the value of the factor loading should be 0.714. Sometimes it is desirable 0.6, and some people can take 0.5 also. So it is given in the Hare-Anderson book. If your factor loading value less than 0.6, then you can give the supporting document, and you can tell in a Hare-Anderson book, he suggested that you can take this value if your sample size is this, because it is depend on the sample size also, the value of the factor loading. So this is the purpose of orthogonal factor analysis. Same as another, the factor rotation oblique. Here the angle between the two axes y and x, not 90 degree, but it is less than 90 degree. So generally we take orthogonal factor analysis to conduct the exploratory factor analysis and remove the problem of cross loading. Okay, so after factor rotation, we remove the problem of cross loading problem, and this is the same as you can understand through this oblique factor rotation here. So again, you may apply this technique, but generally we apply Varimax rotation. Now factor interpretation. So practically significance and sample size and statistical significance and number of factors and the variables. So here the customary criteria, practical significance means the value which factor loading are significant. Theoretically, the value of the factor loading should be greater than 0.5, but here this table suggested by Hare and Anderson. Sometime if your sample size high, like 350, and your factor loading value 0.3, so you can take this particular variable also, but the condition is the other variables factor loading value should be high, otherwise there will be issue of validity. Okay, so if you think that this particular item necessary for this factor, then you can take it, but other variables value should be high, because every average variance extracted should be greater than 50%. So this is, and then process of factor analysis,
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you tell us the interpretation of negative factor loading, sir? Negative factor loading.
Thank you, sir. Okay. The negative factor loading basically. Sorry. Okay. So basically, it is basically correlation between the two variable. Okay, so here the negative means it is the negative relationship between this variable, because whatever this I told you, factor loading nothing but a correlation, and correlation value vary -1 to +1. So it negative only tell about the negative correlation between the two, means variable 1 and factor 1. Okay, sir. And after that, this is about the case study, and re-specified the model. If we think that some questions are not desirable for our study, or the factor loading is low, then we delete, and we can add some item or question for conducting the factor analysis. So I am taking the case study to how to perform the exploratory factor analysis, and then I will explain output of the exploratory factor analysis. Okay. So can you see this particular slide? What SPSS sheet? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
It is visible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Exploratory factor analysis. Okay, sir. This is the case. This case study we can see here, sir. I told you I am using this same case study which I already use in multiple regression analysis. So what is the case study? National company is a book publishing company, and each data set assumed to be based on survey. Okay, and survey conducted of 120 observation and 20 questions. So here all the uh, 20 questions, even out of the 20 questions, 50 questions perception based questions. Here the national company uses online, and 0 to 10. uh, I have shown you the how to prepare this questions for exploratory factor analysis. These are the total 15 questions I am taking in my case study. So this case study I am taking only, I will use only the 15 questions to conduct the exploratory factor analysis. Now, the first step before conducting any exploratory factor analysis, we should check the correlation among the variables. So there should be some correlation among the uh, uh, variables. So all should be significant. So I am just checking the correlation. Okay, analyze and then correlate, and after correlate bivariate. Okay, I'm just checking the correlations, and I am selecting all the 15 questions and transferring here. Okay, and then okay. So here we can see this is the question 1. Horizontally you can see question 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a symmetric matrix, and vertically same. It the means all the 15 variables. It's a symmetric matrix, and this principal diagonal here 1, 1, 1, and lower triangular matrix and upper triangular matrix same. So here the purpose of this matrix is to, we will check at least one variable should be correlated. Here 0.442, it is, you can see here it is correlated, means this in each column we check at least one variable should be correlated. Here it is okay. Now here minus 0.27 star, we are checking the star. Here in a star it is star, 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 and in a here you can see star, star, and another column star, star, but here we are not looking any star. And this also there are 3 questions like 14, 14, 14, 13 and 14, 13 and 12, I think. Yes, this question. So we will not remove at this time. So what will we do here? Now I am performing the exploratory factor analysis. Okay, so analyze and then dimension reduction and factor. I am conducting the exploratory factor analysis. Analyze, dimension reduction, factor. Okay, and after this, so okay, I am taking only 14 questions. I am not taking satisfaction question. Okay, then here I am transferring this all the 14 questions. Okay, you can take 10, 15, 13. It is your choice, but I am taking 14 questions. Okay, then descriptive. I am taking descriptive. I I will I am taking univariate. Okay, second coefficient correlation matrix, and then KMO and Bartlett test of sphericity, and another anti-image. Okay, these are the tick by me. ये मैंने टिक किया है. And then continue. Then extraction. Here you can see scree plot, and then eigenvalue greater than 1. This is eigenvalue, and then continue. Okay, I did not change anything.
Sir, we will do through principal component matrix only.
नहीं, प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट मैट्रिक्स के थ्रू ही हम कर रहे हैं. यस, हेलो सर, सुन पा रहे हैं? यस, ओके, हाँ,
Yes, sir.
या ओके ओके.
No, I was asking that what are the uses of other methods?
हाँ, अदर मेथड्स का सर उसमें एक हेयर एंडरसन का बुक है, मैं आपको दूंगा. उसमें अदर,
yes, sir. That is available.
हाँ, तो उसमें आप देख सकते हैं डिटेल के लिए. ठीक है सर.
Okay, sir.
Okay, oh sorry. So the eigenvalue greater than 1, you can change it also, but I need only eigenvalue greater than 1, and then continue. And rotation, I am selecting Varimax. Okay, Varimax rotation, and continue. After continue, I do not need right now. Save the score. Options, I don't need. Okay, sorted by size, I need only this, and then continue. And after continue, okay. So this is the descriptive statistics. Now there are many tables here. Descriptive statistics, and here second correlation matrix. This is KMO and Bartlett test. Then anti-image. These are the basically assumptions. Anti-image correlation and communities. So this is eigenvalue, means 1.189. This is scree plot, component matrix. Here you can see the value of a fourth variable 0.741 and other 0.532, 0.538. So it's a issue of cross loading, but after rotation factor, the one variable value under the factor 1 high and low in other factors. High in one factor, low in other factor. Okay, these are the, okay. Now I am explaining one by one all the tables. So this is the mean score given by the participants, 120 participants. For the question 1, the mean score 3.697. Now the first of all, we will check the assumptions. The KMO value should be, this KMO value should be greater than 0.5. So it is desirable. 0.634, there is no problem. And now second is anti-image correlation. Correlation means highly relation. If a correlation between the two variable high, okay, so anti-image correlation, it's a mirror image. So anti-image correlation should be low and correlation should be between the two variable high. So anti-image correlation, it's a mirror image. So here you can see the anti-image correlation is very low, minus 0.012, minus 0.046. Okay. Now our purpose is measuring of sampling adequacy. I told you the value of the measuring of sampling adequacy should be greater than 0.5. So in a principle, this diagonal, we can see the 0.588a. A means, here you can see A means measures of sampling adequacy. Okay. So this is the value of sampling adequacy, and it should be 0.5. So it is greater than 0.5, it's okay, it's okay, it is okay, it is okay. 0.835, it is okay. But here this is not okay. Which one is not okay? So we can see here, because it is less than this point, it is less than 0.5, it is not okay. And it's okay, okay, this is also not okay, and this one also not okay. So variable number 14, variable number 13, variable number which one variable, this is the this is 14 number variable. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay. So three questions means 6, 13 and 14 anti-image correlation, oh sorry, measuring of sampling adequacy not up to the mark, means it is not desirable, it is very less, because it is a assumptions of exploratory factor analysis that the value of the sampling adequacy greater than point 0.5 0.5, but all the three values less than the means variable number 6, variable number 12, sorry 13 and 14. So three. Now we will not remove the all the three variables. Here we will remove the variable whose values less, means the 0.309, or we can remove the two variable 0.309 and 0.36. So now we will remove the variable number 0.309 and 0.336, and then model may be improved, and there may be possibility that its value increase, measuring of sampling adequacy. Okay. So I am removing two questions in my study, question number 13 and question number 14. Okay. So question number 14 and question number, and then I'm analyzing dimension reduction factors, question number because its value less than 0.5, measures of sampling adequacy value. Okay. And everything is same. Then okay. So this is about the now KMO Bartlett test, its value improves. Earlier it was 0.6, 0.634, 0.634. Now it has increased and its value 0.653. It is desirable, no problem. Now we check the anti-image correlation, and here all the values should be greater than 0.5. So here we can see it is there is no problem, it's okay, 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 but it is not okay. It is okay, 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 all the value good, desirable for our study. So what will we do? So
Hello,
yes, sir.
sir. Question number one is also not more than point 0.5.
1 minute, sir.
You
Okay.
you will be see the 9. Company promised to warranty for the books minus 0.5
No, no,
minus.
sir, this is point 0.6. It is greater than, sir. Sir, you
Which,
can see in a cap A. So we are selecting here, sir, this value, sir. Okay, I'm explaining it, sir. So sorry. Anti correlation.
uh,
Yes, sir. I am explaining this because it is greater than point. This is the question number one. It is
uh,
question number two. It is greater than, and
question number one, is it greater than 0.5?
yes, sir. Its value 0.606. It is
Sir, which,
0.606. Okay,
which column, sir?
sir. I have drawn through this circle. Can you see circle? It is.
Just a minute.
So can you
I
see?
have, sir, I have calculated just a minute.
Okay, okay.
Point. Sir, yeah, you are seeing the column wise, na?
Yes, a column wise, column wise.
Yeah, just I am seeing the row wise. Okay, sir.
No problem. No problem, sir.
Okay.
No. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
okay, okay. So here only the question number again point we can see here this particular variable question means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it did not improve. Earlier it was the less value. Okay. So we will remove this variable also. Here we are removing it, and after removing this variable we will conduct again exploratory factor analysis. Now I am again I am removing the question number dimension reduction factor question number 6. Okay, and then how many questions now? 3 question I have deleted. Now I am performing the exploratory factor analysis. Now what is the KMO value? It again improves. Its value 0.750. So there is no problem. Then again, after conducting this, we are checking here this one. This is the measures of sampling adequacy greater than 0.5, greater than 0.5. So there is no issue here. We can see all all the values are greater than point 6. So all the values greater than 0.5. So here you can see. So I'm showing through the this also. This is greater than 0.5, greater than 0.5. Now I am interpreting now the final results. So as far as assumptions is concerned, there is no problem. Okay, now assumptions. Okay.
Sir, just I am disturbing you. Just 1 second. Sir, as per my knowledge, there is some techniques within factor analysis. If you will be use 0.05, okay, that variables is coming to the results and rest of the variable automatically the deleted.
हम्म
Uh, is there any technique like this?
सर देखिए एक ही चीज के लिए हम कई तरीके से हम अलग अलग तरीके से भी कर सकते हैं एक ही टेक्निक को हो सकता है आपने जो किया है वो भी ठीक है ना लेकिन मैं जो इंटरप्रिटेशन कर रहा हूँ वो हेयर एंडरसन की जो बुक है उसको बेस लेके कर रहा हूँ
Okay, okay, sir.
तो आप यू मे बी राइट सर है ना
Yeah. Okay.
ओके अब एक मिनट okay sorry now okay so this is so there is no problem now community basically what is the meaning of community I told you it is the square in a horizontal what is my factor matrix this is my factor matrix means square so I am writing here the 0.780 what does it mean 0.780 so this is the point, the community. So here you the point 780, it means square of this plus square of this factor loading plus square of this, we will get the community, and all the community's value should be greater than 0.5. So we can check whether all the values greater than 0.5 or not. So through the matrix, community matrix, where is the community? Is this? But here the question number 2, it is less than, because its value very low, it is not up to the mark, its value 0.246, it is not desirable. Okay, we will not remove right now, we will see further. Okay, now there are how many component here? Only 3 component, because the eigenvalue greater than 1, only 3 factors. So I am double clicking this and elements. So I am drawing the just parallel line with the y axis. So here I am changing the value, I need 1, then 1, okay, and then apply, and after apply, so this. So you can see only the 3 factors, 1, 2, 3, and what is the number 1? Means its value 3.47. So this its value, this is the eigenvalue. Okay, this is 3.747. This is this value. Second component value 2.116. So it is 2.116, and another it is 1.5. It is 1.569, and it is less than, because it is near to 1. What is the value? 0.972. We will not include these factors. Okay, so we will retain only the 3 factor, 1, 2, and 3. Now what is the meaning of this table? So I am explaining the about table. What is the purpose of about table here? This so we understood this community also. Now I am explaining total variance explained. Okay.
So what was the basis of reducing the eigenvalue from 2 to 1?
2 to actually these okay. So 2 to 1, actually by default it is giving the 2. Okay, so I set because I need 1 value. So earlier by default it was giving 2 value, but in my this exploratory factor analysis I need above the 1. So I have selected the 1, and I double click it and elements, and you can see here option and y axis. Okay, so by default it was showing the 2, but I changed it because I need greater than 1 value. That is why I changed here, because by default it was 2. Okay,
Sir, but what is the ideal eigenvalue we need to take?
sir, 1,
Yeah, this
1,
is
1,
what.
1, 1, 1. That's
Okay.
1. The ideal is 1. Okay, and now sir, this. So this is the one criteria. Then you can take the eigenvalue 1, and another criteria that the variance, this cumulative variance, it should be greater than 60%. So here it is 67.538. It is cumulative. It means the how did this particular percent of variance 34. So Here basically uh, the total, so I am using calculator here. I think you can see the calculator. So this value 3.747, 3.747, and how many questions here? 11. 1 2 3 4 5, and I am dividing it 11 and then equal to, it is 34.06. So this is 30.06. Okay, so how will we calculate the percent of variance? 3.747 and divided by total number of questions. So here total number of questions 11. 2.116 divided by 11, so we will get here 19 point this, and some cumulative means 30.06 plus 19.23, it comes 53.93, and another component 3, its value 14 point. When we add in a 53 point, so here we are getting 67.558. Okay, so this is the initial eigenvalue, and here it is the same in the, you can see this table, and this is same, and this is rotation sum of square loading, means when we rotate, then the value of the variance, the total cumulative value would be same, but variance would be different. But when we combine all the three component, the outcome variable will be same. Okay, so here the purpose of this table, to know the number of component. Okay, so through this table we understood that we are taking only three component, because all the three component have greater than one eigenvalue, and another is to check whether the cumulative percentage greater than 60% or not. So here it is greater than 60%. So
सर जी,
and
सर जी मेरा एक दो सवाल है, अगर आप परमिशन देंगे तो मैं पूछ
yes,
सकता हूँ?
बिल्कुल 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 सर.
सर आपने जो परसेंटेज ऑफ वेरिएंस अभी जो बताया था,
हाँ हाँ,
उसका कोई मैक्सिमम लिमिट है या उसका कुछ सीलिंग लिमिट कुछ है? तो
हाँ हाँ सर, उसका जो
मिनिमम 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 इतना होना चाहिए करके?
सर थ्योरेटिकली इट शुड बी 60%, थ्योरेटिकली, ठीक है ना?
ओके,
थ्योरेटिकली 60% होना चाहिए, लेकिन कई बार ऐसा होता है कि 60% नहीं आता है, ठीक है? तो उसके लिए हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, उसको अगर जस्टिफाई करना चाहते हैं, इफ यू वांट टू जस्टिफाई दैट योर वेरिएंस 56%, देन यू विल सर्च सम अदर रिसर्च पेपर जिन्होंने पहले उसको लेके सपोर्ट किया. अगर आपका आया है तो कोई भी पूछेगा कि आपने व्हाई डिड यू टेक 56%, देन you show the some supporting literature, then your model would be good. Otherwise उसमें कोई भी क्वेश्चन उठा सकता है सर. सपोर्टिंग डॉक्यूमेंट हमको जरूर देना पड़ेगा, कोई भी अगर हम ले रहे हैं, बिकॉज आइडियली जो है इट शुड बी 60%. इफ यू आर गोइंग the down, you are taking the less value, the 60%, then you should give the supporting literature.
उसको बढ़ा सकते हैं क्या सर?
Yes, ये बढ़ सकता है. You can add some more questions.
Okay, it is only on
Yeah.
backward integration we can able to raise it out.
Yes. You can do it. Okay. Now the component matrix. So there are two metrics. One, the unrotated matrix. Here we can see the value of this particular value high, and here high value, high. So it's a problem of cross loading. So what will we do here? We will take only the whose variable means the particular variable whose value high on one factor and low on other. So in this particular question number 4, it is highly related with only factor 1 and less related to the component 2 and 3. So we will take this variable, this variable, this variable. So we will take those variable whose value is greater than 0.6. So we will obtain this. So we can delete all other observations, other factor loading value whose value less than 0.6. How will we do? So same means I am performing again. Sorry, the this is, so how do we suppress it? Analyze, and then dimension reduction, and then factor. Okay, and same question I'm using, and the options sorted by size and suppress small coefficient less than zero point 0.6. Okay, then continue, and after continue, okay, so we can see the output. This is the output. Here you can see only the out of the 11 questions, only 9 questions value above the zero point 0.6. Rest of the 2 questions value means question number 9 and 2, and 2 earlier, this particular question creating problem because its value less than uh, less than 0.5. Yeah, this you can see 0.246. Okay, so this type of variable we need to remove. When after suppressing the value, it already removed from the analysis, and in an output we can see the rotated component matrix. Now the after this, uh, interpreting the result. So now you can see here, so examine the factor matrix loading, identify highest loading across all factors, we have done it. Assess communities, all the communities value greater than 0.5, label the factor. Now we will give the name of the variables. So in a factor number 1 means complaint resolution, delivery speed, order and billing. So these are the questions you can see in output: complete resolution, resolved, delivery, book, and order and billing. These 3 questions come under the factor 1. And what should we give the name? Because SPSS will not give the name, it is the researcher choice. Researcher will give the name of the 3 questions. Okay, so what are you perceiving from these 3 questions? So complaint resolution, delivery speed, order and billing. I think these questions are related to customer service, because complaint resolution again it is a part of customer service, after sales service. Delivery speed again it's a part of service. Order and billing. So researcher given the name of these 3 questions, and component name is customer service. Second, advertising, Salesforce image, and online services. Again, these questions related to marketing. So the researcher give the name marketing, and then product value. These are okay. So after this, we after a 5-minute break, we will take the explore cluster analysis. Okay, and last 15 minutes we will take the queries. Okay, sir. So just 5-minute break. We will meet. Welcome back. So now I'm taking the new topic. The name of this topic, cluster analysis. So what is cluster analysis? So basically, cluster analysis is a group of multivariate technique whose primary purpose is to group objects based on the characteristics they possess. Cluster analysis classifies objects like respondents, products, or other entities on a set of user selected characteristics. The resulting clusters should exhibit high internal homogeneity and high external heterogeneity among the between the clusters. So the purpose of cluster analysis uses in various disciplines like psychology, biology, sociology, economics, engineering, business also. Like in a management, so we can use cluster analysis to segment the population. Okay, like in a shopping mall, generally people visit in a shopping mall, and the nature of the people in a shopping mall may be different. Means it's a heterogeneous type of buyers who visited in a shopping mall, but some people are same in nature, some characteristics on the basis of some characteristics. Like some people visit in a shopping mall just enjoying, they are enjoy loving shopper, they enjoy while they buy product or services in a shopping mall. Some passive shoppers, they do not take enjoy in a shopping mall. Some economical shoppers, they prefer to buy some means cheaper product. Okay, so this is the heterogeneous type of buyers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 5, 9, 10, 13, and so on. So same nature of people we club into the one segment or one cluster, and another same nature of people combine in same nature, and another same nature of people we combine in a another cluster. And these people, this particular group homogeneous but heterogeneous with other group. Okay, the nature of the people same in this particular group, and the people of this group homogeneous, means they the choices, their liking, preferences same, and but different from this particular group. So we here we are clubbing the respondents, means large number of respondents. We can club objects also, product also, on the basis of some characteristics. So the purpose of the cluster analysis clubbing, or the objects, or objects may be individual, firm, and product. Okay.
प्रोफेसर,
Yes
एक
sir.
क्लैरिफिकेशन है.
Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir.
क्लस्टर एनालिसिस और क्लस्टर सैम्पलिंग
सर वो अलग चीज है, दोनों वो अलग चीजें दोनों
अलग चीज है ना, बट क्लस्टर
Yes.
एनालिसिस को हम क्लस्टर सैम्पलिंग में इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं क्या?
हाँ कर सकते हैं, इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. क्लस्टर एनालिसिस, जो क्लस्टर सैम्पलिंग और एरिया सैम्पलिंग, बेसिकली इट कम्स अंडर द probability sampling procedure. Okay, simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling. Okay, this is the to find the sample size. Cluster analysis, the basic purpose, this we club same nature of people into one group, Okay, and another same nature people into another group. So the purpose of cluster analysis segmentation means heterogeneous type of people there, and we want to club same nature of people and put into a one group or one cluster, as we may say segment 1, segment 2, segment 3. Okay, so like on the basis of usage of a particular product, we can classify our market. The means these are the premium buyers, these are not premium, they are economical buyers. So the purpose of a cluster analysis to divide our heterogeneous market or people into the homogeneous. Okay, now the cluster analysis, there are 6 stages to conduct the cluster analysis. The first, objective of the cluster analysis. The second, research design, how to select the questions in a cluster analysis. And third, assumptions in cluster analysis, driving clusters, how to drive the clusters means how to divide our heterogeneous type of buyers into different cluster or different segment, and then interpretation of the clusters and validation and profiling of the clusters. Okay, the objectives of a cluster analysis basically in a taxonomy development, data simplification, relationship identification, and segmentation. So there are the purpose of uh, cluster analysis. So generally we use cluster analysis for segmentation purpose. We divide our objects, our product, our customers in a particular segments. Now, is the sample size adequate? Here, the meaning of sample size here, the in each whatever clusters we are creating, in each cluster, how many people or how many objects should be necessary. For example, I am taking the overall sample size of 100 people, 100 buyers. Okay, and I want to divide 100 buyer into different clusters. So how many cluster means may be possible? 100 clusters possible. 1, 2, 3, these are the buyers, because every buyer different from the others, but on the basis of some same characteristics we can put some buyer into one cluster. So I can divide this 100 heterogeneous type of buyers into some clusters like cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3, cluster 4, cluster 5. So whatever cluster I am creating, for example, in this cluster 25 people, 20, okay, 15 and 13 and another 10, and another cluster there may be only 5 buyers. So desirable means at least sample size of the each cluster should be 10%, means it is not valid, we need this. For example, any company can means if a mobile company, you can see the mobile company can create the market, means some premium market, means those who can buy the 1 lakh rupees phone. Okay, some people who buy only 5 to 10,000 rupees. So all the people are the different in each cluster, but so there may be some people who wants to buy some unique phone. So company cannot make phone for each individual, because it will be very costly. So if the in a sample size is less, only 2%, 3%, so it is not possible company to make the marketing policy according to their. So generally company make product or services where the large number of people in a each cluster homogeneous. So at least sample size should be at least minimum means 10% of the total size. Now another issue here, the uh, The next point, can outlier be detected? Outlier means extreme or which is not related to our sample. Outlier, you can see outlier as a some extreme cases, because in a class, particular class, 100 students, for example, in a particular class 100 students are studying, and the maximum people means marks obtained by the students between 80 and 40%. Okay, so outlier maybe means the only very few people obtain 90% or 95%, or very few people obtain the 5% or so. These are the outliers. So we can detect outlier graphical approach and empirical approach, because in our sample, so we remove the outliers. We will detect outlier, and the Mahalanobis d square, through this particular formula of Mahalanobis d square, we can identify the outlier. Okay, then how should object should be similarity of the object? So object means we club same nature, the we club same nature of buyers into one, means so there are many criteria, means the choices of one person highly correlated with the other, another distance measure, association measure. So generally we club the two people by using the squared Euclidean distance formula, and it will give in a output. Okay, then should the data standardized? Now question is, yesterday I also discussed, and Professor Thomas also gave good comment on this standardized scale. So if my questions not in a scale, means all questions are, for example, I am using 10 questions, 10 question number 1, it is 1 to 10. Question number 2, again it is 1 to 10. But some questions like question number 3, 4, 5, 6, it is 1 to 100. So here the scale is different. Here 9 meaning very high, excellent, but here 9 is very low. So we should standardize our questions. Okay, so before applying the cluster analysis, so then we can get the good results. And after that, the next issue, the questions, how to create our questions in a cluster analysis. For example, I am using the case study of a shopping mall. I will use this case study to perform the cluster analysis. So I'm using 6 questions. I love to buy product in shopping mall. I buy discounted product. I enjoy eating food at shopping mall. I bargain product when shopping. I buy only daily need products. I compare prices of product in shopping mall. These are the 6 questions I am using to perform the cluster analysis, and all the questions have 7 options. If the option you tick 2, it means you do not love to buy product in shopping mall. And for second question, I buy discounted product. If you are taking 6 or 7, it means you want to buy discounted product in a shopping mall. So we can prepare our question like this, or we can give the 0 to 10 or 0 to 100 also. So you can give your opinion. Someone can give 35, 85. So you can create the questions in a metric or ratio scale questions. Then assumptions in cluster analysis. One is sample representation. Second, multi-collinearity issue. There should not be multi-collinearity. Whatever questions we are taking to conduct the cluster analysis, sample representation means each cluster should have more than 10%. Okay. then reduce the variable to equal number of in each set of correlated measures, use distance measure through Maloney-based distance, and then driving cluster and assessing overall fit. So how to partition? The question is how to divide our heterogeneous type of buyer into few. So there are two ways to divide or partition the uh, our heterogeneous type of market. One is hierarchical procedure and second non-hierarchical procedure. We apply both the technique to perform the cluster analysis. First, we perform hierarchical procedure and then non-hierarchical procedure, and then we interpret the result. Now, in a hierarchical procedure, the two basic type of hierarchical clustering procedure, one is agglomerative and second is divisive. Okay, through the graph, I will explain the meaning of agglomerative and divisive. Basically, in the agglomerative method, each object or observation start out as its own cluster and is successively joined the two most similar cluster. For example, the means each person, here we observe the each person score and compared with the other person, and we club same type of people into one group. And divisive methods, all observations start in a single cluster, we take as a single cluster and divide into two, then divide into three cluster, divide into four, and so on. So this the agglomerative and divisive method. In a agglomerative means, so this is the respondent. For example, respondent number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here the choices given by this person for a particular question similar to this particular. It means, so we will club both the respondent. So you can say I am showing you the data. Sorry, through data I will explain cross validation. No, so I am using the file. So through the particular data, I am showing the file of cluster analysis. These are the questions. So means here this particular, there are 6 questions. You can see here the question number. I love to buy product in shopping mall. I buy discounted product. I enjoy. All are the 6 questions and 1 question related to the respondent. Okay, these are the I am explaining cluster analysis only the 25 cases. I am taking only 25 cases, and these are the 6 questions. So we will club same nature of question, means this Pratik is giving 7 for question number 1. Okay, I love to buy product in shopping mall, and Rahim, he is also giving the same option for question number 1. So it means we will Pratik and Rahim. Okay, so these are the two are similar people. So we will club them. And this means Babita, it is completely different from, because she is giving very low marks to the question number 1st. So she will come in different. She may be similar to Bablu and Babita because their choices for question number 1 is same. So basically we club same number of people into one, like this Rajia, her mark 6 and Raghav 6, yes 6. So we club all the 3 or 4 because they are giving the same these buyers are same type buyers. Now hierarchical, this is hierarchy cluster analysis. Now this is, so here we are clubbing the number 1 and number 2, and then again this number 3 respondent similar to this, then we will club him. Also So this is about the agglomerative uh, clustering. Then divisive means we take single cluster, means all the people are we assume all the people are same, but first of all we divide into two, and 50-50% maybe these people are same in this cluster, and these people same but different from the each other. Again we can divide third cluster more specifically, and again we can divide. So in a divisive method, so this is the cluster 1, and then we divide into two, this one and this one. Further we divide this one and this one, this one and this one, means four cluster here. One cluster, two cluster, three cluster and four cluster, and then we can create the cluster. Okay, so
So we divide the student per question or all the question together, and then we divide the respondents.
basically we divide our student on the basis of questions response. Okay, for example, in a particular class you want to use you want to use a cluster analysis. So there are some characteristics you want to know, the career options of the student. So you will frame some questions related to the career options. So some people may have some type of choice, so then you can club on the basis of choice, like not only the one question, the overall questions. So overall questions choice should be more or less same. Like here I am taking the this particular questions here, like the Pratik, he is giving the 7 marks for question number 1, this second question 3, 7 here, 3 this and 1. So I will find, and the cluster analysis will find this type of buyer. So here you can see this, the Anjali. Okay, her score is similar to Pratik, because 7 here 7, and for question number second 3, and she is giving 2, for third question 6, and for 7, and for fourth question 3, and the question 5. Okay, so here given he is giving 1 for 6 question, she is also giving 1, means all the questions we club students on the basis of perception of the all the questions, means whatever they perceive for the 6 or 5 questions, so on the basis of we club them. Okay, so this is my now I am conducting the cluster analysis, how to analyze. So we will see here carefully. So first of all, classify, analyze or classify. So analyze and then classify. So first hierarchical. Okay, this is the root. You can see again, analyze, classify, hierarchical cluster. Okay, so there are two types of clustering, one is hierarchical and second is non-hierarchical. Non-hierarchical means K means cluster. So first of all we perform hierarchical clustering, and then K means clustering, and then we interpret our result. Okay, so this is the root: analyze, classify and hierarchical cluster. Now what will we do? So here we will shift, select all these 6 questions and transfer in this box variable. Okay, and label cases by. So name and label, I am giving the name of the student. Okay, and then statistics, in the statistics agglomeration schedule, and then range of solution, how many cluster. So I want 2 to 4 cluster, 2 to 4 cluster, 2 to 4 cluster, and then plots. So dendrogram, and then I need a dendrogram, and after that continue. Okay, and then method. So there are many methods, like I'm using here words method. Okay, so these are the methods: centroid clustering, median clustering, further nearest. So these are the methods. So you can go through the book Hare and Anderson for detail. Okay, so I'm selecting here words method, and then square Euclidean distance, and then continue. Okay, so this is after continue I will okay, but I am performing again. You can see how to perform hierarchical cluster analysis: analyze, then classify, and hierarchical cluster. Okay, and then uh, I will select all the 6 questions and transfer into this variables. And name of the buyers I am transferring here, label cases by. Okay, then I'm clicking statistics. Now I'm taking range of solution. How many cluster I need? I need 2 to 4. What does it mean? I will explain in a output. And then continue. After continue, plot dendrogram. I am selecting dendrogram, and then continue. Okay, and methods only I am using words method, and then continue. And after continue, save. I do not need to save. I right now I don't need to save the clusters, although I can save it. And then okay, and after okay you can see this. Now this is, I used only 25 buyers, means buyers. So the first table agglomeration schedule, and second table cluster membership, and third cases, and fourth dendrogram. And so I'm explaining one by one. So what does mean of agglomeration schedule? Okay, in agglomeration schedule I told you we combine same nature of people and form a cluster. So here we can see uh, the cluster means in a cluster combine, this is stage 1, you can see here. And cluster combine means we will combine respondent number 13 with 22 because their options. So here we are clubbing the 13 and 22, their choices, because its coefficient is low, their choices is same, 13 number and 22. That's why we are combining them. Now we will see who is 13 and 22, and we will see their choices. Okay, now what is the choices of 13 number? 13, this pinky. Okay, so what is the choice? 2, 3. So I am writing the just options of the pinky. What is the options for 2, 3, 1, 5, 6, 4? This is 13. Okay, and 22 respondent options. 22 name Rohit. This is Rohit. So the options of Rohit, it is 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, 4. So it is more or less same. Okay, so you can see only very less difference, but 4 choices similar. 2 2 3 3 1 1 4 4, only very little difference. Their choices are similar, they are same type of people. So we club them, and after that we will include another people who is similar to both. Okay, so in a output, the output is this now. Okay, next is who will come into the cluster. Next stage is it. What is the meaning of cluster 1 and cluster 2 0? It means we did not include anyone before this. First time we are combining the people. Okay, so next stage we will see here 10. You can see here 10. So what is 10? 10 is this. You can see 10. So 13 and 22. So here we will include the next people will come in this cluster. The first 13 and 22 first time, and then this 10 means 13 already, and new person uh, 20. So we are including this. Next, who will be the similar person in a 15 stage? So who is 15? The respondent number 5. 13 already there, so respondent number 5. And the next 17. 17 where is 4, and we will include 4. So this is the type how to combine the people in a particular cluster. Now next table, it is related to the cluster membership. So I give an option 2 to 3. What does it mean? I take the value minimum 2 cluster and maximum 3 cluster. It means this is my whole market, and so I have this is the total 25 buyers, okay, or students you can say. So I have given choices in a analysis. The minimum there should be 2 cluster. I will divide into 2, and second there would be 3 cluster, 1 2 3, and third choice means 4 cluster, 4 4 cluster. Okay, so because I have choose the option minimum 2 and maximum 4, so here 2 cluster, 3 cluster, and 4. Because my sample size is less, that is why I have chosen only the 4 cluster. What does it mean? It means, oh sorry, the in this particular cluster I divided into 2. This is the cluster. So cluster 1, cluster 2, and this I divided into cluster in a 4. Third cluster 4 market. Now here you can see 2 cluster. When I divide my into 2 cluster, who will come in the cluster? The one, this in there are 2 division 1 and 2. Here 3 cluster, 1 2 3. Here 4 cluster, 1 2 3 4. And who will come in the cluster 1? So this particular Dharmendra means 1 2 and 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 10 people will come in this cluster. And in second segment, 1 means total 25. It means here 15. Okay, 10 people will come in the first cluster. And what was the condition? At least 10% should be in one cluster. So the 10 out of 25, it means they are above the 10%. Okay, 40% people you can see here, and 60% here. So there is no issue of sample representation. In a third cluster, there are third cluster. So this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people in this cluster, and second cluster, how many people? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6 people will come second cluster. And in third cluster, means less, 25 minus 16 means 9 people. Okay, now for if I create 4 cluster, how many people in cluster 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people here. And in second cluster, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6 people in the cluster second. So they are about the 10%. And in third cluster, how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 8. In a fourth cluster, how many people? In fourth cluster, this fourth. And how many? Only 1. So here, is it greater than 10%? So 25, 10%, 2.5. So it is less. So we do not need to create the 4 cluster, because here sample representation less than, it is less than the less than 10%. So desirable is 3 cluster. We divide our buyers into 3 clusters. Then how to give the name in these buyers? Okay, so there are 3 types of buyer. I already told you: the enjoying loving shoppers, and passive shoppers, and economical shoppers. So what is the basis of naming the cluster name or same? Okay, so next table I am explaining. So sorry, my next table. This is next is, oh sorry, this is the icicle plot. Okay, so what does it mean? So the meaning of this, what is the meaning of this graph? So basically in this graph we can see there are some bar. Okay, these are the bar, bar 1, 2, 3, many bars here. So we can divide 2 clusters. So there are, if I want to divide the total population, this is my total population, means here 1 to 18. Okay, so if I divide 2, so this is the yeah, this is the division part. Okay, this one, and rest of the people will come in the cluster this. So there are 2 cluster, the cluster 1 and cluster 2. In this cluster, how many people in this cluster 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. And in this cluster 15. Okay, now when I divide, it's a criteria of division of the, in a 3 cluster, this is this bar. So I am just taking this bar 1. Okay, and another second bar, and third this. So again the result would be same, I earlier discussed. So how many people in the first cluster? In the first, second, and third. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, and 10 here. Okay, if I create 4 cluster, then how many people will come in the fourth? This fourth. Okay, this one, this one, this one. Okay, so one cluster. Only in this cluster, this respondent, this will come one, and here the another 9 people. Yeah, here you can see, you can count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and 8, and here 6, and 10 people. Okay, so this is through this graph we can divide our heterogeneous market into the homogeneous or clusters. So next
प्रोफेसर
table.
प्रोफेसर
Yes sir.
ये जो
Yes
आप
sir.
ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशंस थ्रू बता रहे हैं, ये थोड़ा
Okay.
समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. इसमें
Okay, okay.
दिक्कत क्या है? जो आप पिलर्स दिखा दे रहे हैं या हेट्रो बार चार्ट या हिस्टोग्राम आप जो दिखाई दे रहे हैं, तो वो कन्वीनियंस बेसिस के ऊपर कर रहे हैं या लॉजिक क्या है उसके ऊपर?
सर लॉजिक मैं बता रहा हूँ ना, मैं नॉट कन्वीनियंस बेसिस, इट्स ए लॉजिक. सो देखिए, आई तो देर आर द क्लस्टर मेंबरशिप.
ऊपर का समझ में आ गया मेरे को. एक चार्ट का उतना ही समझ नहीं है.
Okay, sir, this is the highest value you can see here. Okay, this one. So I can divide this into 2 part. This is the this one part here and another here. So I can, है ना? So in the it is same as in the this particular cluster. Here 10 people, and in the another 15 people. Okay, like you can count 1 2 3 4 5 10 people here, and when I take parallel line to the x, then 15 people here. Now I move from top to bottom. Okay, next this is the bar. So this when I draw the line here, one cluster and second cluster and third cluster. Okay sir. And then next, if I move further, then there is a one cluster, the second cluster, third cluster, fourth cluster. The logic is to how to create the cluster. So on the basis of this icicle plot, we can divide the heterogeneous market into homogeneous. Okay sir.
Okay sir, ठीक है.
Thank you. Next, dendrogram. Dendrogram. Okay, so here dendrogram. So there are two things: agglomerative, and there are two things in agglomerative and divisive. So what does it mean? So here agglomerative means agglomerative means when we move from left to right. So it is agglomerative. It means the respondent we club here. One means respondent number 13 and respondent number 22. They are more similar. Pinky and Rohit, I already told you, and I have shown you the their choices. Okay, so and then next similar person, this 20, and next 5. So these people in one cluster. Okay, next these 3 people, 11 number, 25, 4 and 9, they are similar. Okay, same as this is not similar, and here 3 people are similar, and rest of the 3 people similar. So it's a criteria to clubbing the people. So this is the agglomerative. And then when divisive means it is the this here 25. This is all the 25 buyers. We can divide into 2, here 1 and 2. It means I can divide into 2. So I already told you in the one, the 15 respondent and another 10. So you can count in this, you can see the branches of this. So what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 people here. And in this particular branch, you can see of 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2. 9 10 here. Now if I further divide in three cluster, one cluster, second cluster and third cluster. So in how many people in cluster 1? So you can count this one, या और ऊपर से काउंट कर सकते हैं 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So 9 people means all the 9 people will come into the cluster 1, and in cluster 2 how many people? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So these people 6, and in a cluster 3 1 2 3 4 10 people. Okay, 10 people. When further we move right to left, so we can create 4 cluster. Cluster 1, okay, cluster 2, cluster 3 and cluster 4. So here the in a cluster 4, in a cluster 1, the how many people here? So the people 9, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 8 people here. And in cluster 2 only this particular one, only one. And in third cluster 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 people here, and here 10. Okay, so this is the way to divide the heterogeneous type of bias into the homogeneous. Now we will perform the how to name, because we have understood that these people in the, if we take the 2 cluster, we can tell the name. In if we are creating the 3 cluster, so we can say in the 3 cluster 9 people. So who are the 9 people? Pinky, Rohit, Gayatri, Sultana, Babita, Ria. These are the come into this particular 1 cluster, and then 6 people come in second cluster, and rest of the 10 people in the third cluster. Now the how to name these people. Okay, so we perform non-hierarchical cluster analysis. So I am applying the non-hierarchical cluster analysis, and on the basis of output we will give the name of the bias. So here non-hierarchical clustering, this is the clustering. So analyze and classify. Okay, you can see analyze and classify. And after it, what will we do? So through hierarchical cluster analysis, we understood we need only 3 cluster, because 4 cluster, only 1 cluster, 1 people come in the 4th cluster. So it is not desirable to take the 4 cluster. So analyze, classify, and k means clusters. And then number of cluster, by default it is 2. So I am changing here, I am putting 3 cluster. I need 3 cluster, because through the hierarchical cluster analysis, we identified 3 clusters are relevant. So here I am transferring all the 6 variable here, and name of the buyer buyers in a label case by. Okay, and then iterate. So we can see here the 10 and 0, nothing to do here. And then save, we will save cluster membership and distance from cluster center, and then continue. And after this options, we need ANOVA table and cluster information of each, and then continue. And after this, okay. So this is my output. Initial cluster center, basically there are two type, one initial cluster sample and second is final cluster analysis. So we take final cluster analysis. The what is the meaning of initial cluster analysis? So here, so I am just transferring it into the I'm using pivot table, transpose row and column. Okay, so how to transpose the matrix? Pivot table, transpose row and columns. Now it is it is easy to explain. So the initial, I love to buy product in shopping mall. So in a cluster one, so there are three clusters. Three clusters. So in a cluster, so how many people in cluster 1, 2, and 3? So there are, this is my cluster, cluster 1, cluster 2, and cluster 3. So we will check here how many people in cluster 1. Sorry, in a cluster 1, 9 people. You can see here 9 people, 9, 10, and 6. So 9, 10, and 6. 9, 10, and 6. Okay, so what is the meaning of this value 2? So we have given choices, our respondent, you tick between 1 to 7. It means in the cluster 1, all the 9 people choice for question number 1, the mean score is 2. Mean score is 2. It means I love to buy product in shopping mall. The value is very less, means they are not interested to buy or love to buy shopping mall. And for question number second, I buy discounted product. So the mean value is this. This is the mean value. It means all the 9 people score of question number 2, the mean value, someone give the 1, someone 4, 2, 3, all the 25, 1, 2. Okay, for this question someone give the 1, some 3, some 4. When we take the mean, so the mean value is 3, same as here 2, 4, 7, 7. So we can see here through this table we can understand it is the mean value of the given by the respondent. Now second table which is relevant to for this table, the cluster membership. Okay, so in a cluster membership, this cluster membership, the here we can see 3 clusters. So distance, this distance came from the Mahalanobis distance. Okay, you can go through in detail for Hare Anderson book. So here the what is the meaning of this? Means Dharmendra, Pratik, and Rajia, Sukhvinder. So it's a 3 cluster people. So we can give the name in the first cluster, the name of the people: Sachi, Sultana, Bablu, Babita, Pinky, Priyanka, Rohit, Gayatri, and Riya. Okay, this is final cluster analysis. So it is same as the initial cluster analysis. Again, I am so I am using the pivot table transpose of this. Okay, so actually this is the in a first cluster 9 people. I think it 9 people in first cluster, and their mean value for first question is 2. Actually, it is if we see the final cluster, the this the mean value of this is 2, and for question number first second it is 4, and then 2, 4, 6. So on the basis of this score, it means the people of cluster 1. So there are 3 clusters in a cluster 1, 9, 10, and I think 6. So the 9 people are giving the low value for this question, low value for this question, and high value for this question. It means I love to buy a product in shopping mall, and it is very less value. I enjoy food at shopping mall, very less value. They don't enjoy in shopping mall. They don't love in shopping, buy product in shopping mall. Buy only daily need product. They buy only daily needed product. So we can give the name, these buyers are passive buyers because they do not enjoy in a shopping mall. Okay. And second, the second group people means 10 people. The high score of this, basically this is the characteristics. On the basis of characteristics, we give the name of the respondent. High means I love to buy product in shopping mall, I enjoy shopping mall eating, and but buy only daily need product. They do not buy the daily need product because they enjoy in shopping mall, they enjoy food. So we can give the name enjoy loving shopper. And third type, high value of this, high value of this, and high value of this. What is the high value? I buy discounted product, I bargain the product, I compare the prices. So we can give the name economical buyers. Okay. And who are they? So we can name the people because the this the Dharmendra, Pratik, they are enjoy loving shopper. Okay. So we can give the name of the people also. So, and the ANOVA table, what does it tell us? Through ANOVA table, the purpose of this ANOVA table is to whatever questions we are taking to conduct the cluster analysis, whether all the questions are relevant or not. So first question, the what is the p value? It is less than 0.05. Second question, p value less than 0.05. It means all the questions are significant. Okay. If any question not significant means p value greater than 0.05, it means it is not relevant for study and we should remove the questions. So thank you very much for this cluster analysis and exploratory analysis. If you have some query, then you are most welcome.
Sir, hello.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hello.
madam.
Sir, yesterday you told us like today you are going to discuss about Cronchback alpha test.
Okay,
so,
okay.
What is
Yes,
it about?
yes. Okay, madam. So Cronbach alpha, I am taking the file. So how to perform this? I am just desktop day 5. Okay. Through exploratory factor analysis, I can explain it. So if you want to find, although I will discuss it in tomorrow lecture also. So analyze and then scale reliability analysis. Okay. If you are using 40 or 30 questions, and if you know that the 3 questions or 5 questions in a one component, then you can check the reliability also of the overall scale and component of the scale. Okay. So I'm taking the 15 questions here and the alpha and okay. And what is the value here? The Cronbach alpha is 0.632, which is not desirable. At least the Cronbach alpha should be greater than 0.7. Okay. And same as we can take the 4 or 5 questions like scale, then reset. So if I'm taking only 4 questions, what would be the Cronbach alpha value? So I transferred only 4 questions here and then alpha and okay. So here the Cronbach alpha value is 0.156. It is not desirable because it is hypothetical. But tomorrow I will use the tested scale. So there may be possibility that the each component Cronbach alpha value would be greater than 0.7.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, if
Yes.
I had a primary data, तो मैं
Yes.
उसमें पहले क्लस्टर सैम्पलिंग लगा के ये डिटरमाइन करूं कि कौन सा क्वेश्चन कितना रिलायबल है, उसके बाद एक्सप्लेनेटरी फैक्टर एनालिसिस लगाऊं।
नहीं 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 मैडम, देखिए, नहीं मैडम देखिए, क्लस्टर एनालिसिस का जो पर्पज है वो पर्पज है कि जो हमारे बायर्स हैं, ठीक है, या जो आपके हेट्रोजीनियस टाइप के, मान लीजिए एक क्लास में स्टूडेंट्स ही हैं, ठीक है, और आप उनको किसी बेसिस पर ये देखना चाहते हैं कि इन स्टूडेंट्स में कुछ स्टूडेंट ऐसे हो सकते हैं जो स्पोर्ट्स एक्टिविटीज में बड़ा वो लेते होंगे, अच्छा परफॉर्म। कुछ स्टूडेंट ऐसे हो सकते हैं कि जो कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में जाना चाहते हैं। कुछ सबका अलग अलग टाइप का नेचर हो सकता है। तो आप मतलब इसमें कुछ क्वेश्चंस इस तरह से फ्रेम कर सकते हो कि आपके जो क्लास के स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको आप मतलब सेगमेंट कर सको कि ये बहुत अच्छे स्टूडेंट है या ये बहुत कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम के लिए हैं स्टूडेंट, ये एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटी बहुत अच्छी है इनकी। इस तरीके से जो अलग अलग नेचर के लोग जो हैं उनको डिवाइड कर सकते हो, सेम नेचर के लोगों को एक क्लस्टर में लेके, एंड वन क्लस्टर would be different from the other cluster people। जो स्पोर्ट्स वाले होंगे उनका नेचर बिल्कुल डिफरेंट होगा जो कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम की तैयारी कर रहे हैं उसको। ठीक है मैडम?
तो मतलब क्लस्टर को सर वो तो मुझे समझ आ गया कि आई कैन सेपरेट देम थ्रू द क्लस्टर एंड आई दिस लेक्चर इज वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव एक्चुअली, वेरी गुड सेशन बाय यू। पर मैं ये पूछ रही हूँ सर, उसके बाद क्या मैं उस पे एक्सप्लेनेटरी फैक्टर एनालिसिस लगा सकती हूँ, मतलब आफ्टर डूइंग क्लस्टर एनालिसिस?
देखिए मैडम, दोनों का पर्पस डिफरेंट है। एक्सप्लोरेटरी फैक्टर एनालिसिस तो हम तब लगाते हैं जब लार्ज नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस को हमें रिड्यूस करना होता है, ठीक है। और आप जो है कुछ क्वेश्चन, और अगर मान लीजिए हमें अपने रेस्पोंडेंट्स को, ऑब्जेक्ट्स को, या उनको जो क्या कहते हैं बायर्स हैं, उनको अलग अलग नेचर के, उनको अलग अलग कैटेगरी में बनाना, तब क्लस्टर एनालिसिस। फर्दर फिर आप इनको यूज कर सकते हैं अलग अलग, उसमें जो क्लस्टर आपने बनाए हैं फर्दर यू कैन यूज अनदर स्टैटिस्टिकल टूल्स एंड टेक्निक।
ओके, सो मतलब एक्सप्लेनेटरी मींस ओनली टू रिड्यूस द नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन और डिटरमाइन कि कौन सा क्वेश्चन कितना रिलायबल है, ठीक है। और
हाँ बस मैडम वो यही पर्पस
क्लस्टर में ये ठीक है, और क्लस्टर में हम ग्रुपिज्म बना देते हैं ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ बिहेवियर और एनीथिंग, है ना सर?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल,
ठीक है
जी जी
सर
शुक्रिया सर, थैंक यू सो मच
सर।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू
सर।
थैंक यू।
एक दो क्वेश्चन है मेरा।
जी सर, जी सर।
कल मैंने आपको पूछा था सोबल टेस्ट के बारे में, आपने बोला था आज उसका डिस्कस करेंगे।
सर सोबल टेस्ट का मैंने आपको एक वीडियो भेजा था, आपने देखा वीडियो या नहीं?
आप व्हाट्सएप पे भेजे या इसको?
सर व्हाट्सएप पे मैंने भेजा। एक्चुअली क्या है सर, टाइम की लिमिटेशंस की वजह से हम हर एक टेस्ट को इसमें ले नहीं सकते, तो प्रॉपर इसीलिए मैंने सर वीडियो भी भेजा,
ये भी डाल दिया है।
ओके सर,
इन द क्लासरूम आल्सो फॉर डे 4। तो डे 4 के अंदर क्लासरूम में जाकर लिंक्स पे क्लिक करेंगे तो वहां भी मिल जाएगा आपको सोबल टेस्ट के।
ओके ओके ओके। मेरा दूसरा क्वेश्चन है, जो आपने अभी किया था क्लस्टर का, उसमें आपने दो मैट्रिक्स दिया था, एक इनिशियल मैट्रिक्स, एक फाइनल मैट्रिक्स।
जी 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 जी।
तो उसमें आप कंपेयर करेंगे तो नंबर्स अलग अलग है, तो उसका आप थोड़ा विवरण दे सकते हैं?
हाँ ये सर, उसका विवरण ये है कि जो सेकंड मैट्रिक्स है फाइनल एंड इनिशियल, ओके, तो इसमें जो फाइनल इंटरप्रिटेशन वी विल डू थ्रू दिस फाइनल क्लस्टर एनालिसिस। इसमें यू कैन सी कि इसमें जो मार्क्स हैं वो डिफरेंट आ रहे हैं, आपका जो आंसर है वो ठीक है, जैसे इसमें 6 है, इसमें 7 है, ये हमें केवल आइडिया दे रहा है, बट फाइनली इंटरप्रेट जो करना है हमें कि कौन सा बायर को हम क्लस्टर 1 को क्या नाम दे, क्लस्टर 2 को, क्लस्टर 3 को, वो इसके बेसिस पर हम देंगे, फाइनल क्लस्टर एनालिसिस के बेसिस पर। ठीक है सर।
सो व्हाट इज द लॉजिक ऑफ इनिशियल क्लस्टर एनालिसिस? पहले ही फाइनल क्लस्टर एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं
सर? वो एक्चुअली क्या आइडिया देता है हमें, ऑल्दो हमने अभी देखा है कि ये जो है एक्सप्लोरेटरी हायरार्किकल क्लस्टर एनालिसिस से ही हमको आइडिया मिल गया था कि इन्हें 3 क्लस्टर में कौन कौन है, ठीक है ना। और इसमें केवल हमको एक ये आइडिया मिल जाता है कि फर्स्ट क्लस्टर का जो ये बाय डिफॉल्ट मिलता है, हमको इसमें टिक नहीं करना पड़ता। तो पर्पस जो है एक्सप्लेनेशन का वो हमारा केवल फाइनल क्लस्टर एनालिसिस के बेसिस पर ही हम करते हैं, और जो इनिशियल क्लस्टर एनालिसिस हमें केवल एक आइडिया दे रहा है कि उसका डेटा का स्कोर क्या है। जी
ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
एक्सक्यूज
यस सर, यस मैडम, यस बोलिए बोलिए बोलिए।
अभी क्वेश्चंस बहुत ज्यादा है, तो हम लोग फैक्टर एनालिसिस यूज करते हैं उनके लिए, और ये देखने के लिए कि कौन सा क्वेश्चन ज्यादा अप्रोप्रिएट है।
जी हाँ, जी हाँ, जी हाँ।
तो मेरा ये क्वेश्चन है कि अगर सपोज क्वेश्चन हमारे 30 या 40 है, तो हमको
जी
क्या हमको फैक्टर लोडिंग यूज नहीं करना चाहिए? और एक और है सर कि हमारे एजुकेशन में जनरली क्या करते हैं हम लोग कि क्वेश्चंस हम लोग ले लेते हैं, और लेने के बाद उसको आइटम एनालिसिस लगा लेते हैं, और प्री टेस्ट में आइटम एनालिसिस करने के बाद हम उसको रिलायबिलिटी, वैलिडिटी, नॉर्म्स
जी
पे
जी
कर लेते हैं, और उसके बाद फैक्टर लोडिंग का हम लोग प्रोसेस करते हैं। तो सर मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ आपके हिसाब से और बेटर क्या हो सकता है, हम लोग इसको कैसे इसको और अच्छा कर सकते हैं?
देखिए मैडम, अच्छे के लिए तो जो है, जो टेस्टेड स्केल है हमारे पास ऑलरेडी, टेस्ट मींस जो टेस्टेड क्वेश्चनर हैं, जो जो जिस चीज को हम मेजर करना चाह रहे हैं ऑलरेडी, तो वो टेस्टेड स्केल को ही हमें यूज करना चाहिए। उसी से हमारे जो रिजल्ट आएंगे वो ज्यादा अच्छे होंगे। हमें अपनी मर्जी से कोई क्वेश्चंस नहीं लेने चाहिए, और अगर जो भी क्वेश्चंस ले रहे हैं वो रिलायबल होने चाहिए क्वेश्चंस। जैसे आपने कहा कि रिलायबिलिटी और वैलिडिटी भी चेक करते हैं आप उसकी, तो जो टेस्टेड स्केल हैं इसका केवल यही एक सॉल्यूशन है कि जो टेस्टेड स्केल को अगर हम यूज करें तो वो ज्यादा फायदा होगा।
सर कई बार जैसे थ्योरीज ओरिजिनल होती है, तो हमको अपना स्केल, अपना टूल डेवलप करना पड़ता है, तो
देखिए
जी
मैडम, देखिए तीन चीजें हैं कि या तो यू बोरोड, अगर कोई पर्टिकुलर फिनोमिना मेजर कर रहे हैं तो आप बोरोड कर सकते हैं स्केल को, ठीक है। दूसरा मॉडिफाई, तीसरा क्या है कि खुद अपना जो टूल कंस्ट्रक्ट या न्यू स्किल डेवलपमेंट आप कर सकते हैं। लेकिन वो हम तभी करेंगे जिस चीज को मेजर करने के लिए आप किसी पर्टिकुलर चीज को मेजर कर रहे हैं और उसके लिए हमारे पास लिटरेचर रिव्यू में अवेलेबल ही नहीं है। मान लीजिए ये इसी तरीके से है कि आप टेम्परेचर मेजर करना चाहते हैं और हमारे पास तो ऑलरेडी थर्मामीटर है, तो हम क्यों थर्मामीटर यूज करें। कहने का मतलब है कि आप अगर नया स्किल डेवलपमेंट कर रहे हैं तो पहले पूरा लिटरेचर रिव्यू में देख लीजिए कि क्या इसको मेजर करने के लिए स्केल हमारे पास है या नहीं है। अगर ऑलरेडी है तो आप उसमें क्या नया करना चाह रही हैं, वो उसमें हमको देना पड़ेगा नया स्किल डेवलप करने के लिए।
एक्चुअली क्या था कि हम लोगों ने साइकोलॉजी से सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस का डेवलप टूल हमारे पास है, लेकिन चूंकि हम एजुकेशन में है, तो मैं कि एजुकेशन से बच्चों में सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता है कि नहीं बढ़ता, तो उसको
जी
लेकर एक बनाया। अब बनाने के बाद मैंने उसको टेस्ट किया है, मतलब कुछ बच्चों पे, 100 बच्चों पे।
जी जी
सर मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, और मतलब आपने जो प्रोसेस बताया फैक्टर लोडिंग, वो मैंने जो भी है वो हमको कितना यूज करना चाहिए, कौन कौन सा, वो प्लीज एक बार फिर नाम बता दीजिए।
क्या मैडम?
सर जो हम लोग प्री टेस्ट किए, मैंने जो टूल बनाया उसको हम लोग प्रीलिम टेस्ट 100 बच्चों का हमने इस्तेमाल किया उसको, और करने
मैडम ऐसा है, अभी हम आपकी जो पूरी क्वेरी है कभी फिर ले लेंगे क्वेश्चन। जो आपकी क्वेरी है आप बाद में भी हमें मेल या मोबाइल के थ्रू कांटेक्ट कर सकती हैं, ठीक है मैडम। आज
सर hello sir.
जी
Hello.
जी सर जी।
Yes, sir. Just one query I have, that under each and every factor, there are few factor loading, right? Under one factor, if 2-3 variables will be there, all must be positive or negative, right? At that time, you have already told that there may be 2 positive, 1 negative. But the thing is that you have already told that in between a factor, all the variables, they have a strong correlation, right? So if the strong correlation will be there, so all the factor loading must be positive, or all the factor loading must be negative, right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes. Actually, sir, we take the factor loading value should be high. Either it's negative or positive, it doesn't matter. So
yeah,
for
I'm talking about, sir, all the variables that will be a same sign, right? Will be a same sign.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is not necessary. It is not necessary, sir. For example, in your factor, 5 questions. Okay, so there may be 2 negative and 3 positive also.
No. I'm talking about under a factor, sir. Under
Yeah.
one factor. Under one factor, all will be in the same sign, right?
No,
Under
no,
one
no, no.
factor.
No, sir. No, sir. It is not necessary.
Sir, how it is possible, sir? Because you were talking about under a factor, all the variables what we are taking, they are highly correlated with each other. Means that
Yes, yes.
that may be positive if they are negatively correlated, like two are positively correlated and one is negatively correlated, then in that case it's not possible all the variable will be in the same dimension or the same direction, right,
No,
sir?
no.
So
Sir,
that must be, like I have already seen in some social science cases, sir, like it may happen that under one factor all the coefficient, like all the sign of the variables will be in the same direction, but that may be positive, that may be negative. Sir, can you tell me any example that in that case one will be positive or some will be negative? Can you give me some kind of cases?
sir, अभी मेरे पास केस नहीं है right now, but sir, so the purpose of the factor analysis, for example, in a particular factor, 5 questions and 3
Yeah.
positive and 2 negative. Okay, so
Right.
so we will drive the factor name on the basis of the all the 5 questions. So जो means negative correlation and positive correlation, तो इसमें हम साइन वाला ऐसा मैंने कहीं पढ़ा नहीं है कि सारे में सब में पॉजिटिव ही हो या नेगेटिव, बट समटाइम नेगेटिव भी आ जाता है तो हम उसको इंक्लूड करते हैं सर, ऐसा ऐसा मैंने
Right.
जी जी
But in general cases, what we are getting when we what we are observing, that is in the same sign, sir. What we have already observed in some
हाँ
cases
नहीं
in
नहीं सब
some
हाँ
research papers.
मतलब
Generally, we
it
are
is
getting what we are
it
getting,
is
that are all positive or
it
negative.
is एक्सेप्शनल सर, ये कभी कम ही होता है जो आप बात कर रहे
Right.
हैं कि सारे
Right.
नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव हैं। जी जी
Hello.
Sir, another
Sir,
thing,
I have
another
one question,
just,
sir.
Hello.
just one question, just another question,
Hello.
sir.
I think it's
Just 1 minute,
time.
just one
Let
question,
us,
just ask
yes
very
I think
simple
all
question
other
I'm asking.
questions can be
Can I-
written on email or on one phone.
Hello.
Sir,
Can I make a question, please?
yeah, just one question, sir. Just
Uh,
yes
one minute, yeah. Sir,
a very
through
informative
the
session. A very
factor
informative
analysis.
session, I must say. But I have one small query, or rather a suggestion, that probably if reportings could also be incorporated along with the findings as to how the findings have to be actually reported in the actual presentations. If
yeah
a
yeah
one-time aspect can be incorporated, it would be a great help, Dr.
yes
Kaushal.
yes you are
Sir, Dr.
right sir.
Kaushal, there is one question related with this cluster analysis that we have done just now. So
Okay.
generally what we do, that we do it twice. First we
Yes.
find out how many clusters at quick cluster, and then we rerun the process to make
Yes,
it
sir.
more fine-tuned. So that we have not done, and then we get those MCM score tables. We convert them into Excel first, because that is not possible in SPSS. So could you just talk about this?
नहीं सर, इसके बारे में तो मुझे आइडिया नहीं है। मैं जो भी आपको पढ़ा रहा हूँ, व्हाटएवर आई एम डिस्कसिंग, इट इज बेस्ड ऑन दी मींस हियर एंड अंडरस्टैंड बुक, बिकॉज अलग-अलग सेम टेक्निक कैन बी एक्सप्लेन्ड इन अनदर वे।
No, hierarchical testing is generally happen in 2 steps that
हाँ,
way.
नहीं
We
तो
have done
उसमें
only one step. So shall we do rerunning again? Sorry. Yes, sir.
Rerunning, sir, I could not understand. I could
No,
not understand.
first-
Rerunning means 2 times.
Twice.
So what
So
is the purpose?
initially we will get one initial the cluster. So to get it more fine tuned, we rerun it again.
हाँ, हम कर सकते हैं सर इसमें, because for example if we are conducting this, but you are right sir. So in case for example I choose the 2 to 4 cluster. So
Yes,
after
yes.
the first conductor I found only the 3 cluster relevant. You are right sir. Then again we rerun the hierarchical cluster analysis, and we select only the 3 clusters, 2 to 3 clusters.
Yes, yes. So
Yes,
initially
you are
we
right.
don't
Yeah,
specify the membership.
Yes,
We'll say
yes,
whatever cluster
you are right.
comes, we'll put
You are
it
right.
then second time. So
Yes, yes. We will do that. We will
okay.
do.
Hello,
Thank
sir.
you.
Sir, hello.
Okay, I think it's almost
One
9:20.
question, sir. I'm asking just one question. Last question, sir.
Yes,
Last question then. Last question for
With the
today. Please,
with
last
the
question.
help of with the help of exploratory factor analysis, can I prove that like construct validity means what you were talking about in the last class, that
Sir,
convergent and discriminant validity that we can prove to the factor analysis. Sir, this exploratory factor analysis can help to prove this validity, right, sir? Hello.
Sir, tomorrow I will discuss about the convergent validity, discriminant validity,
No,
nomological
sir.
validity.
Yes, sir. That I know, man. What you have already done today with the help of that exploratory factor analysis, can I test this validity?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. That I'm asking. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we can check. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Sir, one.
So the meeting is over. Please, all of you can kindly disconnect. Kindly post your comments in the WhatsApp group. The comments here are not saved.